Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's live SEO Q&A session, sponsored by 38 Digital Market. Press releases from Randy Rodé. The link is below if you want to get press releases from a link building perspective, brand awareness. There's packages to suit everyone. And Randy is also here as well. Randy, the news guy. Good to see you, Randy, old boy. The link for Randy's services is below. So make sure you go there, pay him a little visit, order up some stuff, and keep him happy. So, yes, that is the promotion for Randy. But I've also got something else to promote. Digitalunfiltered.com. Randy will also be speaking there alongside Chris, myself, Clint Butler, Mike Pierce, Lisa Parzali, Dory Friends, Terry Samuels. I can't even remember all the names, but a whole host of speakers. And the one most important thing about Digital Unfiltered is you only have up until this Friday to order a room at the discounted rate, $99 a night, but you have to order it before Friday. Otherwise, Caesar's Palace are going to open it up to every Tom, Dick and Harry and charge full price. So make sure you use Digital Unfiltered to order your room. And I don't know where Chris went to.
I'm sorry, there was somebody at the door. There's a guy that I see pretty consistently, and he's at the door. He had a thick gold. I thought it was a gold chain. It was a silver chain. I buy silver and gold. I try not to, but hey, if they come with a big free, I thought it was gold. That's why I went running like, whoa, wait. God, he's like, God, silver. Oh man, you made me come over here for that. That's $30. I'll give you 10. Yeah, fair enough.
Anikit's here, Mohammed's here. As I said, Randy is here. Let us know who you are in the chat. We are here to answer any questions you've got from a digital marketing perspective. Please do put them in the chat. We will rattle through as many of those questions as we possibly can. But while the questions are coming in, Chris, I rattled off some speakers, but can you name as many of the speakers as you can remember?
Off the top of my head?
Yeah.
Craig Campbell, Chris Palmer, Dory, Holly Starks, Victoria Altman, Terry Samuels, Garrett Acott, Clint Butler, Ted Kabitis, Juan Moreno. I think that's it, man. That's all I can think of.
Steve
the dude from Fat Rank.
Kasra. Yeah. So there's a whole heap. And there's probably some Ian Ovens from Agency Assassin.
Oh, yeah. And Mike Merlino, Brock Misner.
Mike Pierce.
Dude, look at this lineup. Come on, baby. Does it get any better than that, honestly?
So,
not really.
Digital Unfiltered, guys. But we do have a question. Steve Toth, yes, I thought I said that one, but I might have not. But Mr. Steve Toth is a legend as well in the game. So, yeah.
Yep. And now we're doing half price if you want to bring a friend or family. I think we got. Oh, no, we're not. Oh,
no, sorry. No. I'm talking about no to Ryan Stewart.
Yeah. He's having a baby.
I didn't want to give that up. I said yesterday, someone's like, "Why is he not coming?" I'm like, I don't know if I should say.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But Holly is an adequate replacement. So
I'd agree with that statement.
Yeah, Holly's good.
Well, in this case, actually, much better. Well, she was actually my first. She was one of the first people that I contacted. You know, well, you were first, and then Holly.
Randy was looking forward to see them. Maybe next year.
I'll give you his phone number.
Get him.
Give him a call.
But got a couple of questions, guys. Keep your questions coming, though. Mohammed, why does Google index web pages, Chris?
Are you trolling me, Mohammed? Because they're in the business of answering questions. So they're going to index the page in order to answer a query. And a page needs to be crawled in order to be indexed. And just because it makes it to the index does not mean that it's going to make it into the search results.
Yeah.
Very big. I've had that discussion so many times with clients. It's remarkable. Like, hey, this and this, two different things. Yeah. I think that I put a post up on Blackout World, and I think that thing had like 838 responses. I wrote, the search results is not the index. Do you agree? Yes or no, basically. And it was just like, brrr. Yeah, that caused a ruffle. That was fun. I was curious. Hey, what do you guys think? I know what I know, but what do you guys think?
Yeah. Let us know.
That's like, do you know any PBN providers? Well, I guess they're really hiding specific things. I guess that really wouldn't count because the pages are technically indexed, so that wouldn't count. Yeah. I was going to make a reference, but now that I think about it, no, the pages are indexed. They just block everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Block the standardized tools from creeping around doing their nosy. Aniket, any tips for YouTube SEO, Chris? Anything new that you want to share out with the stuff we've spoken about a whole bunch of times?
Man, no, I mean, I have stuff that I want to speak about, not necessarily. I mean, I've definitely picked up a couple things in the last year and a half, but nothing I want to go out there and say, hey, this is working for me. I think your best practices are probably the best. There's a lot of very unique AI tools in order to help produce content and edit content very rapidly. I've been playing around with those quite significantly. Google definitely rewards trimming down the video so it's just pure content instead of the ums and the... What's that?
Shorts, YouTube Shorts working well?
I really, really like them. I'm making a big batch of YouTube Shorts right now. I mean, they're for my channel, I'm getting between 200 and 400 visitors. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're looking at analytics and 80% of those visitors are unique to the channel.
Yeah.
300 new eyeballs for a minute video. Yeah, that's working. Yeah. Heck yeah. Like that's, man, you can't buy that.
And that tool that you shared with me, I'm not going to mention it, but I'm finding that tool to be solid.
Absolutely.
Really good tool. So
I love it. I'm surprised they're not ranking, or maybe they are by now. Like I'm surprised, like when you're looking for that type of thing, they're not at the top. Because I tried a couple of them. I tried that video.ai.
Yeah.
That's the one that Alex Hormozi was pitching. That's how I stumbled into that crap. I was thinking, how does Alex Hormozi make these videos? And how is he doing them so fast? I was like, there's no way. Like, and then when you watch them, they didn't seem right. Like they would miss a few, you know what I mean? Like it just wasn't right. So I knew there had to have been a tool or something. So there's
a shitty VA.
Or a really crappy. I tried a guy on, was it Upwork or People Per Hour? And they're like, hey, we're doing videos, 2 for $1. So I should have knew right now. 2 for $1. And they made shorts. But like, say you give him an hour video, he chopped it into 50 videos and said, okay, here's your shorts. You prick. No.
Dude, I always tell a story. I used to pay my old web developer to speed up websites. So he used to tell me it took like 4 or 5 hours. So he would charge me 4 or 5 times his hourly rate to speed up these websites. Now, it was at the time when I was running the agency, I couldn't be asked. It was easier just to say to him, do this, do that, fucking invoice, whatever. And one day, I don't know what, something in my head just went, go in and check, see what this motherfucker's doing. And I found out he was using WP Rocket. And I'm like, motherfucker. The free version, by the way, not the fucking premium version. The free version. And I'm like, motherfucker, like a fucking 30-second job. He wasn't even fucking doing any work with it, just installing the motherfucker. The standard settings were
checking the boxes, like doing the little swipes.
And so,
wow. And he's whacking you $1,000 a site, 5 hours times $200 or maybe more. Who knows?
It wasn't fun. It was funny now. I look back on it, but fuck me, I was angry.
That's a lesson, though. I've learned lessons like that.
You're just like, motherfucker.
Yeah, like you. Yep.
What
happens?
Chris, question for you from Nerdy. He went to Proxy Pixie. I don't think that's the right spelling, Nerdy, but he went to order some proxies and couldn't. Are you still offering the service?
We're 100% offering it. The only thing there, we are updating the site. Like we're adding a boatload. Like the pages are finally done. We had 200 pages we wanted to add. Well, I wanted to add. So like I finally got all that. But no, I'm on there now. It looks like it's working good. You're able to order.
IE though, right? How are you spelling Pixie?
Well, either way, like however anyone thinks of it, Proxy Pixie. So if you went to IE or XY, it'll still go through.
All right, cool.
I wonder if they messed with something. I'll double check the links and make sure those. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'll just check on it. I have my brother doing that for me, or with me, I should say. So he's new to stuff. I'm teaching him like a couple, he WordPress was like a new world to him, So
your brother's blown shit up.
Yeah, that's his job though. I want him to. That's how you learn.
Yeah, why the fuck not? You've got to get your hands dirty. Aaron Semenov, what projects are you most excited about that you're currently working on? So, Chris, anything you want to share? Obviously, if there isn't anything you want to share, that's fine.
I mean, in the background, I let Chris Palmer Marketing go to the wayside because I've been launching out individual projects, targeting specific types of industries for SEO, right? So whether it's like law or real estate. So I have other assets that aren't attached to me. You wouldn't know it's mine unless you got on the website and saw the picture. Other than that, I mean, the conference, getting more locations for the proxies. So the proxies, conference, launching out new projects for intake. And then we just got done updating the store. A couple, like the processing of the store and then the quality of service we wanted to increase. Just lessons and implementing the lessons that we've learned to make things better. That's what I'm excited about. Having a better quality service that's easier to process and like easier to like actually buy stuff and understand what you're buying. The conference, the proxies, and then like the tests each week. I have a lot of fun doing that. This week it's all traffic, like all traffic. I talked to Garrett, had a really nice talk with Garrett. He's smart, man. He's a good guy, man. He ain't playing around. Yeah, he's a good guy.
I could sit and talk to that guy for hours. We always do it at the conferences. It's like, dude, I forgot. Like, I really enjoyed your company, and so we just sit and chat about
Chop
things.
it up.
And yeah, it's he's a great guy.
And when you meet him, nothing about Garrett. Garrett's awesome, but when I see him, you would never think. Like he looks like he was like working on a farm or something. But then when I talk to him, I'm like, wait a minute. Like, yo, this guy knows what he's talking about. That's awesome.
Oh, he does know what he's talking about.
Don't be fooled by the baseball hat.
Yeah.
Yep.
But for me, Aaron, not too much I want to share in great detail, but I do have a marketplace trying to get some products on there or some assets on there. I am also getting involved in a couple of different tools, but it's too early to mention too much about them. But yeah, I've got a couple of, I'm not going to say they're my tools, but a couple of smart tool developers who've developed some cool stuff that I'm getting part of the business. and also will help market. So looking forward to that. So the tool thing is not something I've actually done where I've had skin in the game. I've worked with many different tool providers, on affiliate or whatever. But yeah, it's nice to maybe have something that you can call not my own, because I didn't build it my own bare hands, but yeah, have a part of the company. So I've got a few things there, but too early to do it. Some of the stuff needs to be tweaked
Ironed out.
And ironed out. But yeah, looking forward to that.
And you're slick too, so you probably have the processing, the tool side. You have all those pieces. You have a person in each of those spots, right?
Yeah.
Because I was about to start hearing. I was going to say, I see pain in your future, man. Those tools, man. I hate those freaking tools.
Just to be clear, I will be completely hands off when it comes to anything to do with the tool other than marketing it. I am having fuck all to do with that side of the business. Yes. It is not my bag. So
customer service and actually the creation. Oh, so you're really good friends with the actual developer?
Yeah.
Trust it. Oh, so that's the. They're always another 1,000. Yeah.
So, there's a couple that I'm getting involved in, but these guys are really, really good developers, but they're unknown to the world. So they can't really market for shit. So it's win-win. So why the hell not?
Absolutely.
So that's why I was making it very clear when I say these tools are, part of, I didn't actually physically touch any part of the tool. But
that's fair.
Yeah, I won't claim to do that. But yeah, interesting. So we'll see how that goes.
And then the marketplace, is that primarily... Wait, did you say anything about that or no?
I've not done too much on it because I don't have any assets. We've got a couple of assets that are potentially going on it. So the website is pretty much ready to go, but I've not announced it properly because we need some shit to sell before we say here's a marketplace. So because the chaps that are going to be helping me with the day-to-day running of it are businessmen, not SEO guys. So there's been a period of time where I've had to train them, get them to understand things better, go through the due diligence process, also get them talking to some guys that are selling some of their assets. So we're there. But it's just trying to get them up to speed. I don't want to throw anyone in at the deep end. That's never...
I made that mistake. I've made them all, man, actually.
Likewise, dudes, it's not fun throwing someone in at the deep end. Sometimes I respond better to being thrown in at the deep end personally, but I don't think that's fair for everyone. Can be quite stressful, so we don't want a stressful life, guys.
No.
Eric, though, how long have you created new optimized content? How long after you have created new optimized content for your target keywords and applied backlink citations would it be an acceptable time frame to see movement in rankings? So 2 things here, as far as I'm concerned, Eric. Content getting crawled and indexed by Google is taking longer at the moment because of the influx of content due to AI and so on and so forth. I think me and Chris have also mentioned the other part, backlink citations, etc. How long does it take for these to pass any value? Probably 30 to 45 days just on the backlink part. On the, crawling and indexing the whole thing, it could be 70, 80, 90 days before I would expect to see some sort of movement. That's just me, but Chris, how are you calculating that, or how are you seeing it working at the moment?
As far as timeframes, so once I'm seen and I'm crawled, I'm indexed, it's been tweaked, I put up the page, we know that Google's seeing it, it's been indexed. For some of the keywords, you'll see something very, very rapidly. That could be within 2 weeks. However, how long will it take before I see movement in the right direction for some of the bigger keywords, what we're optimized around, it could be months, you know, it could be 2 months, 3 months, but you start to see positive movement within that first two weeks to 4 weeks. You start seeing keywords start coming in. That's what I'd be looking at. And then of course you're probably going back within 90 days and you'll do, I call it a page refresh. You'll come back in, do a page refresh, see what's in Search Console, add new keywords, add more words, right? And then that way you keep going up. That's the point.
I also, just to give you an idea, Eric, like it's hard to give an exact time frame, but I had Mark Florence actually, Chris, who says to me, Craig, I can't believe you build websites, do your thing, and then just leave them sitting for months.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's what I do. So I will do the initial citations, some links, throw some content up, and then just fucking leave it for a couple of months, and then I'll go back to it just to let it mature, if you like, rather than being stressed out about, I'm not seeing any movement, you know, after this week or that week or whatever. You know, I think that can be quite stressful. So I normally just do a bit, park it, let it mature, especially when it's a newer project, a new domain name. You know, different if you're asking me how quickly can we see movement on an expired domain name that I've got, things can happen that little bit quicker. But so also just bear that in mind as well, Eric. There's a difference between a brand new website that's literally not trusted by Google and something that you've maybe picked up along the way. So hopefully that helps. BVJ, best way to do CTR manipulation. Where? Is that YouTube? Is that to GMBs? Is that to organic pages? There's slightly different answers to some of these.
Yeah, where to? That's a big caveat there.
Yeah.
So where to or best way? So say if it's maps, I don't know. I think if you have the right proxies, I don't know. Check out Garrett's tool. You might like that. I think for off the shelf, at least currently, it's doing pretty well.
CTR Booster.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit finicky. You can't have a crap server. You can't run it on a crap server. And if you put it on your home machine, it will take over your whole system. I would highly suggest that you buy a session splitter with it. But it's completely up to you. I mean, I'm not, you know. But as far as like that's something off the shelf. And then as far as organic is concerned, there's a lot of tools that can affect ranking. Awesome works well with the right proxies. Epic Traffic works very, very well. You can't move as fast or as rapid with CTR Booster, so it might not be the best for organic, but there's a lot of tools. There's tons of tools. You can make them all work as long as you have enough accounts. And then on top of that, you have the right proxies. So as long as you have enough user accounts, unique user accounts, and you have enough unique IPs coming through the door, to boil it down to the simplest form, you can do very, very well with those 2 things, or 3 things, I should say. The tool, accounts, proxies, aces.
I would just add to that, BVG is nothing at all wrong with what Chris has said there. I think I agree. CTR Booster is a great tool and so on and so forth. You don't always have to use tools. It's the only other addition. If you can get sources of real traffic through any, whether it be your YouTube video, whether it be your map listing, whether it be an organic page, if you can get traffic, you know, whether that's from your social media, whether that's from a newsletter, whether it's from push notifications, whether you pay sponsorship on a website, whatever, that is another way you can play with real and paid search as well. You know, running traffic to certain places or certain pages can work very, very well. So don't always just think that bots are the only answer. Any kind of free, we always want it to be cost effective though. So that's where bots and everything else come into play. But any source of free traffic you've got, don't forget that. You know, a big dirty mailing list can work a treat. So
paid.
Pull that in. But yeah. Paid works well, but It doesn't have to necessarily be Google or Facebook. There are always looking for, well, certainly from my perspective, looking to the likes of Quora ads was one that I used and abused on a regular basis when it was very, very low cost. So I was always looking for cheap places to do it. And obviously people catch up and the prices go up and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, anywhere you can get traffic is a good thing. So hopefully that helps you, dude. Ursol, hello. Glennart, got this error in Google Search Console. URL inspected, a page. URL is on Google but has issues, can appear in the Google search results. Issues prevent it from being eligible for all enhancements. This means, you seen that one, Chris?
Enhancements. So there must be some type of schema on the page that there's an error with. So it's there and it's viewable, but there's some type of error with the page, something probably with the schema or the canonical is where I would take a look at. There's something that's preventing it from showing all enhancements. So take a look at the page, run it through the schema validation tool and see what's their problem. That's what I would do. Yep.
Nerdy is saying the Thrive cart page kicks a not found error, Chris.
Yep, I'm in there right this very second. I noticed he switched it looks like he switched the terminology. I was looking at that right now. I'm about to, that'll be done in another 2 minutes. If that, it'll be golden. And I just sent him a message and said, we got people going to the page and they can't process. What's your problem? You do all that work to get someone to the page and then they can't execute. Like let's be mindful of these things, Alex.
Yeah. Rebecca, good to see you. SEO fan lead, hello. Honey is also here. Thanks for coming along, guys. We will work our way through the questions on a first come, first served basis. We are at 5:20. Keep the questions coming, guys. We will go through them as quickly as we can. Nerdy has another question. I have a domain due to renew. It's an affiliate about 6 years old. I've stopped working on it a couple of years ago. It has little backlinks and little traffic. It made money in the first 2 years. What would you do in that situation?
Stopped working on it and it's not generating any money today. Well, I mean, it sounds like it's old. You haven't been working on it. Is it evergreen content? Was that content specific to a specific product? Maybe that product has fallen out of favor. It sounds like a content issue. I mean, take a look at the products and the products that you're selling. Is it worth the time and the energy and the monetary investment at this point for you? Is it just a matter of going back in there and freshening up those pages? Take a look at the content. That's probably where it all starts. And then you have to make the decision. Is it worth it? Is there anything to add to that, really?
Not really. I mean, all I would say, Nerdy, is obviously you stopped working on it a couple of years ago and it's not generating money today. I don't think that's any coincidence that, when you stop working on something, it does kind of tail off and die. So I think, effort, whether that be in the content side or whatever, I think, you get out what you put in to these things. And I've had many projects like that, Nerdy, and sometimes I have to ask myself, do I have enough time to commit or enough resource, money, whatever it might be, to commit to a project? And if the answer's no, and you're running about like a headless chicken, throw it in the bin. I don't give it a second thought. If the reality is you're too busy with clients or other projects or whatever. But if you do have resources and it's just, you forgot about it or just become lazy with it, I don't know the niche or anything like that, but anything can be revived. But I just think the effort and the time has to be put into websites in this day and age. It's not as easy as throwing up a website and it lasts forevermore like it was 10 years ago. You get away, you got longer out of it, not doing any work. So, yeah, that's all I would really add. Sol, didn't you say you were going to sell domains like Empire Flippers? Not selling domains at all, Sol. That is just a fucking game in its own. So absolutely not. My whole mindset when it comes to the marketplace is I deal with a lot of people who want to enter the affiliate space, and I want to be able to bring projects to the table that they can get at an entry level. So the job is not to necessarily compete with Empire Flippers or sell domains. I want to sell them assets. I want to give them opportunities that they can buy in at a real affordable price. So that's what I'm trying to do with that. And obviously cherry pick some of the good stuff for myself as well. So there's always that selfish aspect to it as well. Aaron is asking, when will you have your Harrow links back on your services site?
I have a particular client, two actually. As soon as we're done processing what we currently have, we're doing, man, once we're done processing what we currently have, I'd want to take in other orders and have people wait in months. Like I don't operate that way. So yeah, that's
not good.
I mean, I want to collect the dollars, but if I can't deliver, what's the point? Yeah. I got a lot. I have a very large order that we're fulfilling right now. Like we're even going to like anything that's even semi-related, we're going out and capturing. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of links. So
in all honesty though, Harrow must be really fucking hard to scale though, because of the, there's only so much you can do, right?
And then and you run out of opportunities that are related to specific niches. And then the people that would come through, I don't know what industry you're in, but it's always like John's Plumber. It's hard to get a link, like it's pretty hard. That's a hard pitch. Even if we're automating the pitch, it's still, that's a lot of work to capture one.
The opportunity's got to be there though. That's the big thing for you to pitch.
It's got to be right. And then too, like that's another piece that I was running into, like, law firms, real estate, like it can only be select industries. Like if you're in the business, computers, like there's certain ones where there's lots of opportunity and I could fulfill. So that was another learning curve for me, to be honest. So it's not an easy job. So no time soon to answer your question. I'm sorry. I want to sell them. I do, but I just can't. I can't fulfill. I'm fulfilling what I have, I'm sorry. Trust me, it hurts me to lose those dollars. Little Chris wants a little mini bike, Oh, speaking of doll hairs, I noticed, I know what Alex did. I went in there and fixed that. I also, he decided to jack the price up. I lowered the cost, and I put the link back. So if you're interested in mobile proxies, by all means, have at it.
Why the fuck did he jack the price up? By accident?
He always, him and I don't see eye to eye on these types of things. He's in the camp of, why do you want to service 20 people when you could service 10? It's not how I operate. Because those 10 know they're 10 people, but 20 people know more than 10. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I can see it from both angles. As I've said to you previously, and guys, don't shout at me. I've said, Chris, you're too cheap. But hey, don't shout to me, anyone. Rinse them for all you can, while you can.
Well, when we issue out the homepage links, we're going to be selling Prime only homepage. That's when the prices will increase. Only homepage links moving forward, coming up here. As soon as a couple more days, only homepage. What do you think about that, Craig? You like that idea?
It's different, that's for sure. And so, yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue that a homepage is the most powerful page on a website. So if that's the holy grail in reality. So I don't think
they never fall out of the index. They're always indexed, dude.
So,
how many would you put on the homepage? This is where I'm at odds with my team. When I say team, I mean my brother, really. Like him and I are talking like, how many? 10, 20? And then could we do different niches? In my book, yeah, you can, as long as it's semi-related. I was thinking 10 on the homepage.
Probably wouldn't have much more than 10, to be fair. You know, it's all about diluting. You know, I would pay more for a homepage link but you know, as long as it wasn't saturated and I knew that there wasn't going to be another 150 rammed on there somewhere. So,
would you would pay more for a homepage link that's guaranteed to stick at least 2 years?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Homepage links, 2 years stickies. I'm buying out the domains for 2 years.
Yeah.
We're just launching them exactly how we find them. Homepage links. I like that.
Just grabbing shit from the Wayback Machine.
Grabbing it however it was previously and relaunching it. As long as there's at least 500 referrings and the backlink profile is clean, the anchor text profile is clean, and as long as it instantly indexes and it doesn't fall out within 30 days. Yeah. You'll notice you'll put stuff up and it'll look great, but then it'll fall out. And you're like, that was a dead one. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Yeah.
Jose, looking forward to seeing you, dude. Jose, if you've not got your hotel booked yet, go to the Digital Unfiltered website and book your hotel room today, because by Friday, the prices is going up to £400 a night. At the moment, you can get it for $99 a night up until Friday, the 22nd. So book the hotel at least just now. Tickets, you've got 5 weeks to buy them. But hotel room, get the deal while it's on. Eric is asking, what's the best tool to review if your SEO is working? Is it looking at the traffic from Google Analytics, SEMrush ranking, referring domains, position tracking? I mean, what? There's flaws in all of that stuff. You know, let me give you an example of SEMrush. I can go there just now and it can tell me I've got 10,000 hits a month. I can almost guarantee you that the traffic on any website is at least 5 or 6 times higher, at least. So that is not the best way to use it. Obviously, the keywords and everything else, you're seeing a snippet of what they're pulling through. It isn't reflective of the actual traffic that a website gets. Google Analytics, I think, is as close to what you're going to get from a accurate traffic perspective. And I know many people use different tools for position tracking. You know, people have got not SEMrush or whatever. They actually have a rank tracker. So like SERP Robot being one of them that a lot of people use. But that's my perspective. I think the problem, Eric, is when SEMrush estimates someone's traffic, they're using the keyword search volume, which is obviously a guess, the ranking, and a mathematical calculation on what they think a website might get, and that's why it's skewed. And the same goes for any tool. You know, they're using calculations based on a bit of data that's not accurate, which is why you can't really, base your is the SEO working or not on that. But analytics, back end, position tracking through something like SERP Robot or something would be my advice. But Chris, I'm sure you can add to that.
Man, and I don't know which clients, or maybe it's your own asset, like it's not determined if the SEO is working by SEO tools or Google Search Console or traffic analytics. It's based upon lead form fills, phone calls, cases, how many home leads came through the door. You know, like most of the people I work with could care less how many links came in, what the traffic is. They don't care. It doesn't even dawn on them. They don't care. Are the cases up this month? Yes or no? Or this week? That's what they care about. So
here's a funny one. I had this scenario, Chris, right? God's honest truth. a person was paying $2,000 a month for SEO. Their return on that in terms of sales was £18,000. They argued with me that the SEO wasn't working and they were getting a much better return from paid ads. They spent 13 grand to make 30. Now, you're getting nearly a 10 times return on your investment from an SEO perspective. You're getting a 2.5 times return on investment on your paid ads. And they thought that SEO was shit and it wasn't working. And you're like,
it's not working. You're like, wait, but the data's right here in front of you. Even if you add up the traffic and click value to ads, I still beat the ads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And obviously the conversion rate was slightly higher from organic and all that. All of these statistics all said like SEO is working really well. But yeah, they felt like just continuing to turn the screw and they paid the ad side. So and the point I'm trying to make here, Eric, is you have to understand the data, and if you're putting that to a client or whatever, talk to them in money. Don't necessarily talk to them in referring domains, rankings, trackers, and all this other fucking bullshit. Talk to them in money. You pay me 2, you got 20. You pay Google 13, you got 30. Fucking do the math. Like, fuck me. Right. You know, and that is the situation we often find ourselves in as SEOs. But, you know, if Chris Palmer's putting on an event or he's selling Harrow links, the first thing that is, how much does it cost me and how much do I make? So you know, forget all of that other stuff in the middle that you talk to clients about. Talk to them in money, and it often comes across a lot better, in my opinion.
For sure. Yeah, that's for clients. But back onto that question specifically, though, like if you're putting together like Data Studio, you want to gather up each of the pieces, whether you're using Ahrefs or SEMrush. You want to have your Google Analytics, your Google Search Console, and then your SEMrush data for your keyword tracking, or maybe Woo, SERP Woo, SERP Robot, SERP Fox, one of those. You'll have all those in Data Studio. And then you can see it's clear, it's black and white. Well, some tools are orange and blue, but you get the point. You'll be able to see, hey, are things working? For sure. And then what do you use for tracking on your side? When you were running client accounts, I know you're not too in the weeds. For tracking the calls for yourself, was there any specific tool that you used?
For tracking the calls, we used to use a VoIP phone system that basically forwarded onto the client's number so we could hear.
So everything would...
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, we're playing around with what converts, that kind of stuff. I'm trying different stuff out for some points. Narrowing that down.
SEO fan lead. Do you use the press release just in order to stuff keyword onto your eShop, or do you actually use it in a real press release that will go around the web and get a backlink from it? So I wouldn't ever order a press release just to stuff keywords. You know, that's not the benefit there. The benefit of a press release for me is the amount of referring domains and stuff like that you're going to get from it, potentially the exposure, traffic, and everything else that comes from being on, you know, specific news websites and stuff like that. So definitely not done in order to stuff anything. That is not my goal for it anyway. Someone else might see it differently. But Chris, what about yourself? Are you using press releases to stuff keywords?
Well, I wouldn't use that word stuff, but press releases, aside from the referring domain flow for a low cost from pretty authoritative, easy to get domains, but authoritative, and it's cheap for a lot. But if you get that title right and you have a nice unique image, maybe something logo based or business based, like something like your logo is what I like, and you get that title right, you know, those generally will pop into the SERP for a short period of time. You know, we will be very careful on what we put inside those titles, for sure. But yeah, it's about the links. Yeah. And then newsworthy, he said something about they said something about newsworthy. Well, what? And then it gets circulated around the web. Well, so what? Even if I did want to stuff it, you know what I mean? Like, it's my press release. Like, press can be about whatever I want. So whether I want to stuff it, whether I want to waste it, press could be anything. Like if I paint my walls in my office, that's press release worthy. Ask Randy, he'll tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything could be press release worthy. For sure.
Mohammed Amir, if you can come back with a very specific question, we can help you. SEO strategy could take us till next week to come out with stuff. Pick our brains, ask us whatever specific you're struggling with, and we can try and help you better. But in terms of overall SEO strategy, there's so many little nuances that go into it that it's impossible to give that as on a Q&A session, unfortunately. Jordan Pierce, good to see you, brother. Arinzi, hi, Craig and Chris. When I implement a site-wide 301 redirect, would it be only the homepage that the redirect to the new location, or is it going to be entire pages on the homepage redirecting?
I don't know your situation, right? It's always up to you as the webmaster. However, I would highly advise not to 301 the entire domain. I would be very selective on the pages that I'm 301ing and making sure that they're going to specific relevant pages on the new site, right? And not every page is worth 301ing. The last thing I need is the 301 in a whole boatload of 404s, right? Technically. So, yeah, make sure that it's relevant 301, and I would go page to page. Don't just do homepage to homepage. And if you are going to 301 the whole domain, just say you don't want to be messed with it, pick an internal page. Don't go homepage to homepage. Go homepage to, a top level service page. Like don't go home to home. It could go in your direction, but I've seen it go not the right way more times than not. Be mindful. Be careful doing that. I've played around with that. Lots.
Yeah.
So that would be my best advice, my friend. Page to page.
Page to page, bear in mind that you might have links on the old website pointing to the inner page on that old website. So page to page is always best. I can't really add much else other than the site-wide 301 redirect is often the lazy man's way out, and that is why they don't get the people will say that doesn't have a positive impact on things. Honey, Money Robot Web 2.0 backlink from subdomain Ahrefs shows 50 to authority score, but SEMrush shows 1 authority score. Which is right?
SEMrush.
Yes.
I mean, they're the main domains are authoritative. I have Money Robot. It has its purpose. However, as far as them being high equity assets, they're all subdomains. When you create that tool, most of the time it's going to be new subdomains. So in that case, SEMrush is right. Yeah, the site is good. That subdomain that you just built on, not so much.
Hopefully that helps you. Dean is still trying to calculate the SEO value using my funnel estimator. I was curious if you think SEO applies equally to the top, middle, or bottom of the funnel.
Is SEO... Do I think that SEO applies equally to the top funnel where people are generating information and the bottom where they're ready to buy? Definitely. It should be applied at every step of the funnel or every stage of a buyer's journey.
Yeah.
If I understand the question correctly. I don't know what percentages or whatever, but
I'm kind of picking it up the same way you're picking it up, but in terms of the information that goes out to top of the funnel, people collecting information, you can optimize for that and get people in, traffic coming in that way. And also, your kind of buyer intent keywords and stuff like that for the kind of bottom of the funnel stuff. So I think SEO applies. I wouldn't say, I'm not sure if I would agree equally or what performs best or whatever. But I think, any kind of marketing strategy, you have to take people through that funnel situation anyway, in most cases. And depending on where they come in, whether it's top, middle, or come straight in at the bottom. I think SEO would work very, very well for you.
Review PR. I like that middle level. There's so much you can do. Top 10 lists, review PR. Man, you can do a lot. I like that middle section the most, I think, though. Like they're like, they've already done the info gathering. Now it's like they've already narrowed down the potential people they're going to spend money with. Now it's like, well, what are other people saying? That's usually that middle section. And that's where you can have the most fun, especially in, say, like a timeshare or travel club industry. You can put out a lot of information very rapidly about your competition. So very, very good piece of information for you.
Guys, we have 10 minutes left. We're at 25 minutes past. We will try and quick fire go through as many of the other questions as we possibly can. TJ has a question. With a full-time in-house SEO gig, what is a good strategy model to get a second revenue stream going? Doesn't have to scale to the moon, but can leverage without a ton of time investment. Local services.
Man, you always want to do the side stuff and take away from the main. Have you propositioned the business owner for an increase in pay? And have you increased the output in order to warrant that increase in pay? And have you thought about maybe a different person to be in-house for that would give you the money? Like, why do you want to divest time to something new when you already have something that's working?
But they're full-time in-house. Who the fuck wants to stick there?
Yeah, that's ditto. Okay.
Sorry for anyone that is sticking there, but
that's fair. Man, yeah, I don't know.
Your way out or get your holiday money or whatever the fuck it is. You know, where would be a good place to start? Would it be local? Would it be link selling? Would it be?
But where can you generate dollars, like true dollars, like actually make it worthwhile? The key here is without a ton of time investment.
Yeah.
What do you think, Craig?
I think
affiliate of some sort.
Affiliate or being a middleman. You don't want to be doing all the donkey work. So if you can white label, let's say Chris Palmer's local SEO services, and you can charge $100 and he's charging you 50. That's easy. That's just a transaction. Fucking 2 minutes work, and you know that's done. You know, being a middleman is the only thing you're going to get to do without a ton of time investment. So be the middleman, whether that be an affiliate, whether it be selling someone else's services. You know, I think being that middleman is something. Listen, it's what estate agents do. It's not even just related to our business, you know, but I think you'd be flabbergasted in our industry to find out how many middlemen are sitting there, you know, pumping out someone else's stuff for quadruple the price and passing off the phone. So, yeah. So, be the middleman would be my advice.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy wild stuff going on.
Ursol, when buying backlinks, what percentage of money to branded anchors do you use? Also, what's your main metrics when valuing a guest post opportunity? So what percentage first, Chris, to branded anchors do you use? Is there a percentage?
I don't know who was just talking about this, but I had a client that I was just talking to ask me that specific question. I personally don't get, if I'm going to invest a lot of money, if it's a high quality link, a true high quality link, and it's a lot of money, exact match. If it's anything in between, branded. If it's anything lower than that, naked. That's it. There's no thinking involved at all. That's exactly how I do it every time. And then as far as what are the main metrics for guest post opportunity, the first metric to look at is what traffic is coming into the site. Is it equivalent to the traffic that I need to receive on my site? So like, what is that website ranking for? Like if I'm actually going to pay some actual money, I want to make sure, hey, is that website actually pulling keywords for what I'm trying to build my links to? Even if it's on a new fresh guest post and that page has no traffic at all, but is that website relevant? Is the category like links on point? Do they have a high referring domain count? Is the internal link flow really good? These are some of the metrics that I'm looking at in order to, am I going to give out more than $200 or $300 for a link? It has to meet that criteria. If I come off $200 for a link, it better be a hitter. It's got to be a hitter for sure.
Emmanuel's asking for a video on case studies of mobile proxies.
That's an interesting, I agree. That's, I'm building that out as we speak, not necessarily case studies, but different use cases and where we utilize them and what, like, hey, maybe for scraping, you might want to rotate your proxy every minute. Like, we're testing different scenarios and making videos, but not case studies necessarily.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have a flood of that stuff.
No problem, Eric. And Aaron says 37.73%.
Where is this coming from? Am I wrong? Are you?
Oh, he's just joking. I'm assuming he's joking.
Well, he's joking, but I get that question so often. Am I wrong to not be double analyzing anchor text ratios?
I mean, you're probably, what's the nicest way to say this? Scatterbrain type of guy. You're probably not a deep analytical thinker, where I think some people are. Like, you don't give a fuck. You'll just throw shit out there and not think about it too much, which I think is a good thing as well. It's it's certainly a positive asset to have, and I think others will want to analyze the shit out of every last detail. So,
and there's no movement.
Paralysis analysis, or whatever they call it, is sometimes what people get in this industry. And I would consider myself to be more of a scatterbrain like yourself, who just tries shit and blows shit up and just goes with the flow and, uses his gut instincts in terms of what we think we should do. And it's never really failed me. So I'm not, I don't sit there and try and figure out percentages. I never have.
I mean, I will go and take a look, like, say I want to rank for some big term and we're looking at the top competitor, and I can see that their authority score 50 or higher are exact match and they got 60 of them. I'll take that into account when I'm building links. Like, oh man, hey, the top guy's got 60 exact matches that are, DR50s or better. Hey, we might want to build those.
Yeah.
I'm not like analyzing, like, no.
Analyzing is too much hard work. But Prussian Prince, what do you guys think of topical maps for a new website?
We can put any name we want on it. If we want to use topical map, then I think it's a brilliant idea. It's a phenomenal idea. It's a great idea. In fact, everyone has been, people that are doing proper SEO since 1996, well, maybe a little bit later than that, have been building topical maps. So yes, brilliant idea. Great. Perfect concept. Absolutely.
What I would say in defense of the question that's been asked, I see a lot of people who clearly don't fucking do it properly. They just fucking shit out. There's no structure to it. It's just fucking literally been shit out someone's ass by the looks of things. So for those people, try and have some form of structure to what you're doing and map it out before you go ahead and implement your content strategy. But there we go. Arun Sedana, hello.
But to expand on that, just because, like, no matter what, semantically, every word is going to be attached somewhere.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm doing SEO, should I have pages about water? Like, yeah, hey, at some point, yeah, it does. It's semantically connected at some point. But geez, like don't get too crazy with it. Don't get insane.
Yeah.
Maybe again, this is just my opinion.
It's the analytical thinkers that start going all deep and all crazy with it. I think common sense has to prevail.
Exactly. And then think about it too. Think of all the industries, like all the big sites, all the ones that are really winning. When you go to their site, the structure is very simple. It's on point. It's on topic, right? Like, You don't see like all these crazy, I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know.
Nah, simple is good.
Simple is good.
Final question of the day from Mr. Tommy Finnan. Chris, what are you powering up with Money Robot?
Powering up. Not necessarily pointing it at anything other than tier 1 assets.
Nice.
Yeah. I think I look at it as like another name, address, phone number place to be able to have that type of information on, along with a YouTube video that's targeting a specific state with name, address, phone number inside the video. So usually video and the map will be in there, but really I just look at it as another citation. But it's a tier 1 power up, I guess. Yeah.
Here's a funny one from Randy. He was reading Steve Toss's newsletter, and he was quoting someone who says they never repeat the same anchor. All anchors are unique.
How's their website doing? They never use external coming in or internally. Internally, hey, salute to you for that. Must have took a lot of time to figure that out. But external coming in, never repeating the same anchor, that doesn't seem wise. Right? Am I wrong? I can't see a reason why I would never want to repeat it.
No. That's obviously someone who
has lost their mind.
Not necessarily lost their mind. And it's external Randy's referring to. Someone who clearly is maybe scared of things that John Mueller says or whatever it might be.
Is it a big name that said this?
But this is someone who has some clout.
Oh, I gotta go read that now. Was this in the recent one?
Wow. I don't know the answer to that, but
I'm going over to my notebook email.
Listen, there's more than one way to rank a website. You could argue who's wrong, who's right all day long. If that works for that person, happy fucking days. Is all I would say. One little final one, just to humour Andreas, because he doesn't pop in here often. Any input on the AI changes in Google was hyped quite a bit, and some SEOs fearmongered on LinkedIn. What is your current view on the impact?
I have enjoyed the fluctuations in the SERP. I'm not heavily involved with affiliate, so I wasn't worried. I thought it would be a problem for them, though. I really did. But most of the people that I talk to that are cranking out and doing good work, they have been just thanking Google up and down, really. So I think it's been a good thing from what I can tell.
And on that note, guys, we are out of time. Business growth ready very quickly, and this is a definite last one. Local citation building services in the UK coming soon, Chris?
1,000%. Yeah, we'll be doing UK, US, and AU, and I'll base my list off of all the bigger names that are out there selling. We're going to just take their list and build. And then right now I try not to build these tools, but internally we're building a citation checker to like take the name, address, phone number of your competition and then pull in all the citations that they have. Because I was like racking my brain. What does Bright Local have that I don't? Oh, the people can see what their competitors have, and then they could click the button and buy. Mm-hmm. So that's what, or I'm going to have that too. Nice. So 100%. Yes, absolutely. And we'll do them for far less money.
Cool. But before we do wrap up, please do check 38 Digital Market, Randy Roday's press release service. The link is below. Make sure you grab yourself a good deal over there. Various packages available. And please do check digitalunfiltered.com, an event that we have in August, the 22nd to the 24th in Vegas. Whole bunch of amazing speakers. I'm not going to try and remember them all again, but there's a whole heap of them. Check the website, Digital Unfiltered, and you can still get a hotel room for $99 a night up until Friday the 22nd, guys. So even if you're not buying your ticket right now, grab your hotel room ASAP and get involved. It should be a great event, great networking opportunities, and hopefully good weather as well in Vegas. So we will catch you there, but we'll be back at the same time next week, guys. Also, do check out Chris Palmer SEO on all of his channels as well, which I'm sure you already know about. And we'll catch you at the same time again next week. See you later.
Thanks, Craig. Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.